Well, hello guys. The time today is...
Shopping folder. Games folder.
let me
apps.
see what the time
Messages.
today
Notes.
is.
Clock. 10:22 a.m.
It's
Clock.
10:22
Column
a.m.
3. Home. Page 1 of 5. App switcher. Recorder HQ. Active. Recorder HQ. File list.
Unfortunately...
Recorder HQ. Camera. Button. Nav bar. Speech.
I shouldn't say unfortunately because it sounds wrong, but unfortunately, because I don't mean it in the worst possible way, so unfortunately I was extremely tired. So I couldn't make breakfast at 6 o'clock in the morning because of severe tiredness, and I'm talking about almost feeling sick. I'm over it now, I'm fine. But I would usually eat my brekkie at around 6 a.m, but unfortunately for me, I've had some busy days last week and this week. I had a big day yesterday, and by the end of last night, I was feeling so run down. Like, it's normal to be that way when you're drowsy, but I was feeling absolutely shocking. So, to nobody's discredit or blame or anything, I really could not do this recording until now. So, I am hoping people will be a little bit, just a bit, understanding and halfway forgiving if they did not hear a video recording from me yet, as promised, because promises need to be kept, but health and safety, like physical health and well-being must be prioritised. It supersedes everything. So if you can be just a little bit understanding, that would be great. Thank you. So I'll just put you right there, and I'm going to get my jug ready to make a cup of coffee, and I'm going to make a sausage and egg toasting. So I do prefer wraps, but I don't have any wraps on me at the moment. I'll be buying some soon. But until then, I can just go with what I've got. I can go with what I've got. I'm going to get the sausages out. Okay. And I'm going to get a loaf of bread out. All right. Okay. Right. Now, put you over this way. And I'm now going to set the jug up for success to make a cuppa. Just going to put you up there to protect my phone from any problems. There we go. Okay. I'm just going to get a frying pan out. I don't need the lid for the pan at this stage. Don't need it. I will need it, but at the moment I don't. So, I'm going to start with making my cooked sausages. I'm putting some olive oil in the pan right now. There we go. A good little bit of olive oil always works. Oh, I'm so tired today. I've got a bit of a headache. I'm not as bad as I was. But yeah. Okay, I'm putting this little saucepan away because I don't need it. I do not need it. But I will need to put away this colander because I don't need it yet. Putting away a whole heap of other dishes that I don't need up there in the dish rack. I am kind of going to need my plate, but yeah, I'll have to put it over there. Over here. There we go, because I'm going to need that soon. I'm going to need this. Both. And lately I've been making it a habit to do my dishes as often as possible. So after every meal, so that way they don't stack up. And they also don't get all stiff too. But it's up to you. A lot of teaspoons here. It's up to you, but I personally think it's best to keep the dishes clean as often as you will, as you can, because if you don't, you'll not only be spending 15 to 20 minutes cleaning up in the kitchen before cooking a meal, you'll be wasting a lot of time that you wouldn't need to waste by cleaning up if you had just cleaned everything up in the morning before starting a meal and then clean out after each meal for 5 or 6 minutes, right? That way when you're doing another meal, you're not spending 10 to 15 minutes cleaning up. You're just doing a meal without even worrying about cleaning up. Which I'll show you that as an example when I start cooking. When I start cooking, I'll show you that as an example. So the way I handle the sausages is, oh hang on, I've got to check something here. What am I doing? Oh no. Oh God. I just about melted the plastic. What am I doing? Oh, I don't know what I'm doing to myself here today, but I have turned on the wrong I turned on the wrong hot plate and just about buggered. Luckily I removed the egg flip off the stove before it started burning. Luckily, But still, I did something wrong, and I buggered up my cooking routine. God. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to open up the sausages, not all the way, just a little bit. And you will find out why when I do it. We'll find out why when I do it. I want to cook a couple of sausages. So, 3 sausages is good enough. I'm going to put those on the in the fry pan. Now, let me turn that up to maximum power. Right. Turn that to maximum power to start with so they actually start cooking. Now, I'm getting a freezer bag. I'm going to get a freezer bag and I'm going to put these sausages already in the tray into the freezer bag so you don't get the sausages out of the tray. You simply put that tray of sausages in the freezer bag. Now, let's say you break off 3 or 4 sausages, but you only want 2, right? You cook them first, and then the sausages you do not want to eat, you put in a container so you can eat them later tonight or tomorrow, and guess what? No food wastage. So even if you didn't want a leftover sausage, it does not matter. It really isn't an issue. Have a listen to this sizzling. I'm now going to clean up that little bit of mess on the bench, because if you clean up as you go, you literally do not have to keep worrying about cleaning up after that. You just leave it and it's done. I have a knife in the sink, so I'm just going to give it a quick wash. Actually, no, because I'm going to make coffee. I'm making coffee. I don't have to worry about washing the knife until I put the teaspoon in the sink, because it would mean I'd be washing the knife and then I'd be washing the spoon. Well, what's the point in doing that? I can leave the knife in the sink. I can make my coffee. I'm just going to open up this window a crack here, hang on. Where's this thing? There we go. That's better. Okay. you're going to make coffee. Leave those sausages alone, they're cooking just fine. I will have to turn them over in a minute, but I can do that at my own pace. Putting the hot water into the coffee now. Okay, and then milk. That in a sec. Now, I have a choice. I can either do the dishes just before eating breakfast or just before starting my coffee. I'm going to quickly wash the knife and the spoon now because that's one less thing to wash when I'm ready to wash up my fry pan. So I'm just going to wash it all up now. And my dishcloth already has soap on it, so I don't really need to put more soap on it at the moment. Okay, I'm going to put milk in my coffee. Yum. And I'm going to stuff it down. Not scoff it all down, but take a nice big sweep. There we go, had some yummy coffee. Okay. I have this habit of putting stuff right at the edge of various things, edges of counter, edges of table, edges of whatever. Very bad. Okay, I'm going to start fixing up these sausages now. Okay. Turn those over. And they're frozen. Getting them apart though, that's the good part. Except the oil's like splatters like that. There we go. Okay. Now, we're not in a huge hurry to cook these because I've got it on medium-low temperature, so they're still cooking, but nice and slowly. So what you're going to do is you're going to put your tongs around the sausage like you're using your fingers to hold a screwdriver. I've got the right-hand edge of the sausage right, and I'm going to flip it as if I'm using my fingers to turn a screwdriver. And I'm going to do the same to the other sausages now. Your tongs are your pretend screwdriver. You're putting the screwdriver into, or rather you're putting the tongs around the sausage, and you're flipping the screwdriver. That's what you're doing. Hold or the sausage is the screwdriver. You're turning that screwdriver. That's how you flip sausages over. So I've done that just now. And I have a clean sink. I don't have dishes in the sink. Now, it's totally up to you how you do this, but you can either A, put your sausages and egg on a plate and then put it on the toast last, or B, you can have your toast ready to go and you can put the egg on the toast. You put your sausages on the plate and then you put your egg on the toast and then you put your sausages on the toast. Because I've cooked 3 sausages, I'm going to put my sausages with the egg on a plate and just have toast as a separate bonus to have peanut butter or Vegemite or something on them. But it is totally up to you how you do your eggs on toast. I think I might have 1 piece of toast with egg, so I can just cook 1 egg and have a bit of fried egg on that toast. And then another piece of toast so I can have peanut butter or Vegemite or whatever I want on there. I think I'll do that today. So I'm doing this recording. I must say, I won't name anyone on here, but several of you suggested to download Ramblio. And I, excuse me, and I absolutely love you for it.
Duration, 23 minutes 36 seconds. Quality,
Sorry.
stereo, M4, stop, pause, button. A grey surface with a red circle around it.
Sneezing, but I can't help it.
File list,
I
button.
cannot help
Speech
it.
off.
Those of you who suggested to download Ramblio, I love you for it. It's better than a few other apps I've tried. I won't be going back to those other apps, and namely one of them is Clubhouse. I won't be downloading Clubhouse again. I don't like the app. It's not accessible. And I need social media apps that are fully accessible. Now, I can smell that the sausages are cooking. They're not burning yet, but they do smell like if I don't tend to them, they are going to burn. So, I'm leaving my coffee on the table, and I'm going to turn those screwdrivers again. You find the first sausage, and then you don't turn it all the way over, you just turn it a little bit, like a quarter of the way. It's a bit like a quarter screwdriver turn. And then you hold the tongs on the sausage again, and you turn it about a quarter of the way. Not all the way. They will cook eventually, but don't be impatient with them, because if you are impatient, they will burn. So, if you set the sausages on a high temperature, what they do is they burn the outside, but they don't cook inside properly. So never ever under any circumstances, cook sausages on high temperature, ever. Don't do it. Because if you do that, you will burn your sausages and they might taste nice, like, oh, yep, I'm eating them, they're cooked, but they've got a charcoal burnt taste. Ugh. You do not want that happening with your sausages. So do not cook them on a high temperature under any and all circumstances. Please, please don't do it. But I must thank you all for being halfway forgiving that I was extremely tired this morning and my routine is a bit off. But I shall get back to normal over this week. Oh, I've got a bit of, I don't know, allergies or something going on today. Ooh, a bit of congestion. I'll have to set up that vaporizer again later because it's helping an awful lot. And it is stopping me from getting worse breathing issues, which I thought at one time was asthma. And then the doctors looked into it and went, you know what? It's confusing because it can not come across but sound like asthma when it isn't. So basically what it was a number of factors that can happen to anybody. COVID that I got in 2022, I got over it at February of 2023. I recovered a lot more. And environmental allergies, plant pollens and all that, along with my ears blocking up and my sinuses getting infected.
Speech on. Course button. File list button. Stop. Course button. File course button. File list button.
Sorry about that, guys. I just had to stop the recording abruptly and wash my hands and face in the bathroom and blow my nose and all that. And I didn't want you to hear all of that on recording. Did not need you to hear all of that on recording. Really didn't. So, you've got the sausages. Turn those screwdrivers. Turn them. Right. Ignore some of the sausages have a bit of trouble flipping over for some reason. I think I've got it now. Do I have? Yeah, I've got it. They're cooking quite nicely. And now I'm going to do a temperature check with my talking thermometer. I do have to buy a new food thermometer. I'm going to have to buy a new food thermometer. I will get one of these days. Okay, I'm going to check the internal temperature of one of the sausages. I will. So 71.4 degrees Celsius, they're not cooked enough. So 71.4 degrees is not quite cooked enough, so that's alright. I will do another temperature check in a second. They're not quite cooked enough, so that's okay. They're not quite cooked enough. So we're going to do that turn those screwdrivers technique. Turn the screwdrivers.
28.5 degrees.
Turn the screwdrivers. Turn the screwdriver. Some of the sausages don't want to turn properly, so you give them a bit of a nudge to make sure they turn correctly. Give them a bit of a nudge. There we go. They need to be cooked to at least 75 degrees Celsius internally.
26.1 degrees Celsius.
Yes, I know that. The sausages are nearly cooked. They've just got to take a few more minutes to finish cooking, that's all. I'm going to get my temperature gauge and I'm going to check the sausages again. So you want to cook them until they're cooked but not burnt. So,
25.1.
okay, right now, got to find the sausage and put the, I turned it over. I turned it over. Whoops. I'm just going to get the temperature of that meat. Okay. I think they're pretty cooked. I think they're pretty cooked now. So I'm just going to turn off this thermometer. I'm going to turn the sausages over just to make sure they're turned over, and then I'm going to put them on a plate. So turn that over, turn that over, turn that over. There we go. Right, now I'm going to carefully put these on a plate. They're pretty cooked now, because if you cook them too much, you know what happens? They don't cook anymore, they start burning. So you don't want to do that. Do not burn your sausages. They're not going to taste very nice if you burn them. Okay, there are my 3 sausages there. Now I'm going to put an egg. I'm going to put an egg in my fry pan. So, grab an egg. I leave my eggs in the fridge because I have an arrangement set so that I can lift open the egg carton, get an egg, and just leave it in the fridge without having to get the egg carton out. You can get the carton out of the fridge, but I don't do that. I mean, you can do that, but I don't. I just get the egg out of the carton, close the lid of the carton again, and then I after that, I just don't need to get the carton out of the fridge. I eat as many eggs as I know I'm going to eat. I don't need to cook 6 eggs at a time.
Timer only. 1, 2, 3, and start.
I don't
Timer
really need
only.
to cook 6
3,
eggs at a time. So, yeah, I just don't bother. So this is the stage where I clean my tongs with my soapy rag, soapy cloth, or rag, doesn't matter what you call it. Put the cloth aside, rinse the tongs off, because of course there's, detergent, there's soap. You don't want soap in your dinner. Yuck. Who wants soap in their dinner? I don't. Yuck. So they're clean. Each time you clean something as you go, that's one less thing that you need to worry about when you're doing your dishes. So now I'm going to plug in my stove. Not the stove, I'm talking the toaster, you idiot, not the stove. I'm going to plug in the stove. Plugging that in. Don't know where to put that stupid leftover cord there. What to do with that? Oh well, it's sitting down now. Now I'm going to cook a bit of toast. So make sure it's about halfway so it does not burn the toast. And I'm going to cook a little bit of toast. Now I can cook 1 or 2 bits at a time. I'm just going to cook 2 pieces of toast. And I'm going to put the bread back in the freezer because I don't need to keep it out. So I just put it back in there because it remains frozen and it remains fresh. So always consider, if you're not going to use up your bread, maybe put it back in the freezer so it stays fresh and frozen. Okay, did that. Right, now I'm going to turn off, I want to turn off
18 seconds remaining.
Okay, I'm going to turn off the frying pan, the stove top and all that now. I am. There we go. Now, yep, that's okay. I'm going to put my egg over on that plate. That's if I can find where the egg is. Oh, where is the egg? Where is the egg? Found it. Found it. I'm going to carefully put my egg on the plate. There we go. It's nicely fried now. Now, what I'm going to do, I'm going to carefully cool the frying pan under cold water. My plate of food is on the opposite bench, so I don't need to worry about it getting poisoned by soap. So, I don't have to worry about it. I'm going to clean it up right now, so that I don't have to clean it up after I've eaten. And if you fry an egg properly, When you pick it up with an egg flipper, it will not get egg yolk and egg white all over it because it will be well fried, and it will just slide onto the egg flipper without actually getting, really messy. Now I'm washing up the frying pan. That way I don't have to wash it up later, and I have a clean kitchen sink. Cleaned it up, and now I don't have to wash the frying pan later because it's clean. I did not have to worry about it. So I've cleaned up, and now I just have a plate and a coffee mug to wash later. It means that instead of spending 15 minutes to clean dishes, I'll only be spending about 3 to 5 minutes cleaning dishes, probably less time than 3 minutes, maybe about a minute or two. So I'm happy with my little way of doing things. I can now butter the toast. I can just do the toast now. Frankly, I'm just going to have 2 bits of plain buttered toast and put sausage on the other bits of toast. That's how I want to eat my bit of toast. I'm just going to butter the toast. And it'll be done. So you just get the butter that you want and butter it. I'm just going to butter my toast now. And that's my breakfast set up and ready to go. I will be doing another recording soon of me playing my game. I can't wait to do that. I cannot wait to play my game on recording. Can't wait. I'm going to play a couple of games actually. There we go. Got enough butter on there. I'm going to put the egg on the toast now. Slide the egg up on there. It's not that hard to do it. Just put it on there. Slightly messy, but it's not that bad. I mean, it's just a piece of bloody egg. Don't worry about washing the dishes at the moment. I will deal with them after I've had my coffee and breakfast, because I know it's only going to take about 2 minutes to clean up. So I've spent 20 minutes cleaning while I am cooking. 20 minutes cleaning while I am cooking. So much bloody easier than waiting until after finishing cooking to actually clean up. So much easier. If you clean on the go, you don't have anything to clean after you put your breakfast on the table ready to eat. So I'm going to put my brekkie on the table and give my bench a quick clean. and that will end my breakfast recording. That will definitely end my brekkie recording. What I do is give my bench a good clean now, because it means no cleaning up after. It means I do not even have to worry about cleaning later. Cleaning up now, because you know what? Now I can have breakfast cereal, I can have anything else I want to eat for lunch without going, oh, I have to clean, I have to do this, I have to do that. So that means I can eat breakfast and also go, you know what? I'm going to put the plates in the sink, I'm going to have another meal. Then you're going to wash the plate from your current meal along with your bowl or plate from your next meal. So you've washed after 2 meals at once instead of letting the dishes pile up. So, yeah. I'm now going to eat my brekkie and I will be back soon.
Speech on. Pause. Stop. Button.